Recording in progress.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Daf Chavav Amud Beis. Sure, please. I'm gonna ask just a special request. No singing today.
Why?
No, just a request.
Are you serious?
Just a request.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at the bottom line. Today's Daf Chav Zayin. We left off at Chav Bei, Chav Vav Amud Beis. Omar Shmuel. And the way we got, all you need is the first chelik. I didn't bring my second chelik. Omar Shmuel, Yisa Adam Daima, Baal Yisa Bas Daima. A person should marry, or it's not a person should marry. It is better to marry a doma. Now, a doma is basically a woman who is rumored to be involved with scandals, right? That perhaps she was nitmeis. There's not really confirmation, but there's a lot of rumors about this woman.
Like Lewinsky.
Okay.
She's not Mama's daughter.
I don't know what that means. Okay. So it's better a person should marry someone like that, Val Yisa Bas Daima, and not marry the daughter of a woman who is promiscuous. Why? Shazuba mitibak shera, v'zuba mitibak psula. Because the woman who's promiscuous, so at least her mother wasn't promiscuous. So therefore, you know that her parents, right, were her father, her father is her mother's husband, and she's tipak shera. But the daughter of a woman is promiscuous, so maybe her husband is not the father of him, and maybe someone mom's her father of the child, or of Avikafavim. So therefore, that one doesn't come from tipak psula. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, no, opposite. Isa Bas Daima, Val Yisa Daima. Better to go ahead and marry the daughter of a daima because she's not involved, right, in promiscuous behavior, and don't marry someone who is involved. You're going to say that. What about Shmuel's worried about this one? Doesn't come from Tipak Shera. Because the first one, even if you go ahead. And you'll see, we'll soon see in the Gemara, that even if you said that perhaps, that her father, her mom's husband was not the one who fathered her, right? And maybe it was somebody else. But we don't know that. And there's Rov Bilas Halach Achar Habal, that most Bilas, yes, maybe she might have been with another man or two. But Rov Bilas, the majority of the time, she was with her husband. So therefore, there's a chazaka that the daughter of a promiscuous woman is really from the mother's husband, and therefore she is okay. And then, so better not to marry her than to marry the mother, she herself is involved in promiscuous behavior. So Meisave, Adam, Daima. So it says over there, a person should marry a daima. So it's a kasha on Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said you should marry the bas daima. So how could you, over here we see one should marry a daima. So my Rav, is this the lashon that you have? Does it make sense? Right? Nice say. Sounds like nice say. A person should marry. Lechatchila, you tell me it's good. A person should go ahead and lechatchila marry a woman who is right promiscuous. Eli Nasa Tani, rather you have to change around the lashon there. It says if he married a woman who's promiscuous, he can go ahead and stay with her because she's not. We assume she's mitzvah the kal. So Taninami, therefore also you can go ahead and teach that include in there not only nice or nasa bas daima, but include nasa daima, we can also include in there bas daima. Behilchasa Yisa Adam bas daima, Val Yisa daima. Better to go ahead and marry the daughter of one who is promiscuous, not marry the one who's promiscuous herself, because she might go ahead and and continue her promiscuous behavior even after they get married. The Tani Rav Takli Bar Marava Kamed Rabbi Yavo Isha Mizana Banea Ksherim. A woman who is Mizana, it's nevertheless her children are Ksherim. Why? Because Rav Bilois Achar Habal. Because we say the majority of the Bilois, the times that she had relations, are from her husband. So by Rav Amram, what about Haisa Prutza B'Yaiser? Let's say she's extra promiscuous, and we really don't know if you can say Rav Bilois Achar Habal. Mahu. What is the halacha there? So leave the man according to the one who says that.
I'm sorry to say this, but how does the role report connect? Then we have one situation and that's the other enough.
Right. So you can say because right, you say most of the time, right? Most of the times that she had relations is with her husband. Yes, and Hanami, she's
Just one. I don't-
huh?
one out of-
No, he's saying it was more than.
No, but it could be. But so the standard case is there was a couple times with another man. So now the Gemara is asking, let's say you don't have a couple times with another man. Let's say most of the times with another man.
Oh, that's a little refute.
So that's the question. That's prutza b'yaser. So according to the opinion, it says a woman who becomes pregnant, rather samach levesta, right? Close to her vestas, her period, right? That's not a question, right? Because he doesn't know exactly when that is going to be, and therefore the husband is not carefully watching his wife. So of course, in that case, there is no chazaka for the child. So right, that the woman, she becomes pregnant, rather, following her tefillah. So that we know when it is. We know when she's going to the mikvah. So Kevin the other so since the husband knows when she's going to the mikvah, so therefore he's sure to be with her immediately afterwards and not with another man and not to keep an eye on her. The fruits of Yasir low, maybe she's fruits of Yasir, then he still can't track her down. So the Gemara does not give a tip. Then we said these people that basically go ahead and be mechanic, go ahead and warn on behalf of the husband if he went crazy, or if he jail, became a deaf mute. So Tan Rabbanan, Isha, excuse me, Ish, Ma Tamalaymer Ish. Why does it say Ish? Ish. The pasuk says, Daber al bnei Yisrael v'harta lihem Ish ki shita ishto malabo mal. So it says there Ish. The rabbis, to include Eishes Cheresh, right, the wife of a deaf mute, the Eishes Shaita. Yes, the introduction. Dabir Abedesa Martalem Ish Ki Sishta Ishta Umala Bomal. Right, when he gives her a drink and she has done an isr. Now, so who is Ish come to include? I say man, just say man, right? What does it mean, man, right? It means that even based it, right? The Eishes Cheresh, when it comes to the wife of a deaf mute or Eishes Shaita or someone like crazy. Eishes Shimum or someone who's completely heartbroken and also completely clinically depressed. Or the husband, thank you, went along for a long voyage overseas, or he's locked up in jail. Basic, go ahead and warn her not to be secluded with an individual if she's hanging around somebody, and that's only to pass her from miksuva. In other words, that she loses out on her money, but not that she can go ahead and drink. It may be all you can think that, hey, if they can warn her, then they could also bring her a drink. Therefore, it says, a man shall bring his wife. Only a man can bring his wife, and therefore, only that type of only that type of warning can bring a woman to drink the sota waters, but not based in warning. However, Rabbi Yossi no, Rabbi Yossi says even to go ahead, and the husband could bring her to drink. When? Like Shiyatza, let me be say Surim, right? Whenever the husband returns, if he's no longer deranged, he got out of jail, he returns from his trip. Then Shabbalah maybe says Shiyatza, Bala maybe say Surim, Yeshkena, they'll go ahead and drink. So be my comifli. What's the machlokes between Rabbanan and Rabbi Yossi? Rabbanan Savri Beina and Vikina Vehevi. The Rabbanan learn that the same one, the way it says that he shall warn. It's also over there, he shall bring her to drink. In other words, the same one as bringing her to drink is the one that is giving the warning. However, Rabbi Yossi says not a requirement. It doesn't have to be the same person, i.e. the husband, to go ahead and warn her and give her to drink. Rather, even if somebody else warned her or she was warned, but Beis Din warns her, not just anybody else. If Beis Din warns her, then he can go ahead and bring her to drink. So Tan Rabbanan, 3, 6, 7 lines in the bottom. So the pasuk says, Asher, where's the pasuk? Dalet, right? Is that the pasuk? Asher, Tista. No, I think it's a samach. Tista, Isha Tachas Isha, right? That which she's not loyal for her husband. So Lahakish, Ish, the Isha. It says Ish and Isha. Then we saw this earlier in the parak, and we said Befarish, the Bashili Pirkin, at the end of the parak, we'll explain it. So now we're coming to explain it. So there's 3 hakishes that are made: the hakish Ish, the Isha, the Isha, the Ish, and also a woman back to the man. So Lamai Hilchasa for what? So 3 drushes. Amar Rav Sheishes Kashem Shim Husma Loya Mashka Just like if he was blind, he cannot go ahead and bring her to drink. And why is that? Let's say the pasuk says, "V'nela mi'einei isha," right? And she disappeared from the eyes of her husband. So in other words, her husband has to be able to see. And just like he has to be able to see, kach ihi im haisa suma lo haisa shesa. So to her, that if she happens to have been blind, then she's actually disqualified for the parsha of Sota. Another drasha. Just like if a woman, let's say, is missing limbs, she can't stand or whatever it is, she cannot drink as a sota. And why is that? Let's see, the pasuk says, and the Kohen stands her up before Hashem, so she has to be able to stand on her own. She can't stand on her own. She has some sort of debilitating disease or doesn't have legs, whatever it is. Then she's pater. Then he places upon her hands. So kachu. So to him, so if he also, right, if he doesn't have hands or feet, then also he cannot bring his wife to drink. And and just like a woman, if she is a mute, she has the inability to speak, she cannot be a sota. The pasuk says, "V'amra isha amen amen." She has to say amen amen. If she can't say it, she can't do v'amra, then she is disqualified. So kachu, so to the husband, if he was a mute, lo hayamashke, he would not be able to go ahead and bring her to drink. So hadrila, unfinished. Did I have a rule? I just joke with you. Master. All right, fifth pair. Yeah. It's because we didn't have. All right. No, you just have an hour. It's just the Mishnah. All it is one long Mishnah. One long Mishnah. Yeah, without the English.
Wow.
If you have the English, feel free, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Fine. So kshem she'amayim baitkin oisa, kach hamayim baitkin oisa. Says the Mishnah, just like the water checks her, so too it checks him, and him being the boil, right? The adulterer, not necessarily the husband, but the adulterer. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, so wherever he is, all of a sudden, he feels ailments, wherever he's at, even if he's overseas. Because it says uvo, it says the word uvo twice, uvo hamayim, then it says uvo. So who's coming? Uvo, the mime's going in. It seems like the water's working twice. Yes, it works twice. Once by her and once by the boil. And just like she's usher to the husband, so she's usher to the boil. Shenamar, the pasuk says nitma, because the pasuk says v'nitma, and so the vav comes to be meisif, right? And she becomes tmeya. So what does it mean? That what are we adding to v'nitma? And she becomes tmeya. So it says basically she's coming tmeya to two people, both to her husband and to the boil. Divi Rebbe Akiva. That is the opinion of Rebbe Akiva. And I'm Rebbe Shua. Kachay Darish Zachariah ben Akatzav. And there's such is the way that Zachariah ben Akatzav darshan. And Rebbe Eimer says no. He agrees with the halacha. Yes, asal bal, but not for the reason of the extra vav in v'nitma. Rather, Shnei Pamim Parsha, it says Nitma v'Nitma. It says Nitma multiple times in the Parsha, actually 4 times the Gemara will darshan, but there's an extra time. So the extra time comes, she's Tameya to the husband, and she's Tameya to the Baal. Echad l'Baal ve'echad l'Baal. Now, Bo b'yom, on that day, so this is referring to the day, reference to the Gemara in Brachos, right, where Rabbi Elazar Rosaria basically was brought as the new Nasi. Everyone was done with Rabbi Gamliel, and because he was too makpid, who's allowed in the base medrash, and they says, "All right, we're done with you, and let's bring back Rabbi Elazar Rosaria." And then they opened up the base medrash doors, and they let hundreds of scholars in, and everyone was darshaning on that day. And they said that day many halachas were decided. So bo b'yom on that day, right? Furthermore, now l'chayra that the halacha we just said was also quoted on that day. Maybe l'chayra Rabbi Akiva's v'nitma, right? Also bo b'yom darsh Rabbi Akiva, it says v'kli cheres asher yipol mehem. So that's what has to do with our mission. There's really nothing to do with sota. Just we're speaking about halachas that were stated on that day. So bo b'yom on that day darsh Rabbi Akiva v'kli cheres asher yipol mehem el teicha kol asher teicha yitma. So it says over there, and an earthenware vessel, something fell inside it, i.e. a sheretz, right? Anything that's inside it, yitma. So Eina Imer Tame Eli Yitma doesn't say it becomes Tame, rather Yitma. It will make Tame. So Latame Acher to teach that has been Matame others. Li made al Kikar Sheni Shematame Sashlishi. So you can learn from over here that this sheretz, which is the avatuma, right, made the earth, the kli itself, which is now sitting inside, or even the airspace, that kli itself is the rishon. And if there is, let's say, a loaf of bread inside this kli, right, inside this oven or whatever it is, that loaf is a sheni. And it's telling us that this sheni can be yitma, can make something else tamei, even make something, even chulin, a shlishi. And Amar Yeshua, and says Yeshua, based upon this Josh of Rabbi Kiva that he just darshan that shlishi, right? That this kikar shlishi is tamei. So Amar Yeshua, mi yigle offer meinecha Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai, who can go ahead and remove the dust, i.e., tell Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai, who was already passed away. Shayisa Aimer, because he used to say, Osid dar acher l'tayr kikar shlishi. He was lamenting that he says in the future generations, they're not going to know, that they're going to come to say a kikar shlishi is tahor, shein lo mikra min Torah, because there's no source in the Torah. Shu tamei, there's also that's tamei. V'halo Rabbi Kiva tamidecha, but Rabbi Kiva, your student, maybe lo mikra min Torah, shu tamei, shenamar kol shem zecha yitma. But you'll be so happy to know, right, that Rabbi Kiva, your student, actually darshan from the pasuk to teach future generations that a kikar shlishi is tamei. And furthermore, furthermore that they darshan Rabbi Kiva. So the pasuk says, Zion is here, Umadaisam michutz la'ir as pas kedma alpine v'amas. So it says they're talking about the cities of the Levim. So it says over there in pasuk. I think that's pasuk Hay, right? It says in pasuk Hay over there, right? Apayim, there's 2,000 amos around it. And the previous pasuk says, Omar mikir ir v'chutza elef amos sabib. It says 1,000 amos. So one pasuk says 2,000 amos, right? Or the first pasuk actually says 1,000. The second pasuk says 2,000. So which one's which? So you can't say that 1,000 amos around this city of Levim was part of that shekfar nemar alpay mama, because it already said 2,000 amos. You can't say it's 2,000 amos shekfar nemar elef amo. Okay, so how are we going to go ahead and solve this? These two psukim, this apparently contradictory psukim. So elef amo migrash. So really, there was 1,000 amos surrounding the city that was open. It was open field, cannot be used for building or planting or anything. That was 1,000 amos around the city, and the alpayim amos tchum Shabbos, and the 2,000 amos was tchum Shabbos, of where one could go ahead and walk that distance on Shabbos. And Rabbi Eliezer ben Osha Rabbi Yosef and he says, no, elef amo migrash. Yes, the 1,000 amos around it was unplanted, unused. However, the 2,000 between the 1,000 and 2,000 distance, that can be fields and orchards. So in other words, that was usable for the Levim, as opposed to the previous opinion, which says, no, that wasn't really for the Levim, rather that was just telling you that was Tchum Shabbos. And furthermore, Rabbi Kiva also darshan that day. It says, Az Yashir Moshe b'nei Yisrael es Ashira Hazais LaHashem vayomru leimor. Right? What's the last one? Leimor. Shein Tamalayim Lamor, it doesn't mean that he's sick. He already said he says, Ma Tamalayim Lamor, who else is speaking? So Malamed, Shayu Yisrael, Einim Shira Acharav Shamaisha, I'll call Dover V'Dover Kakarnas Ahala. They go ahead and repeat line after line, but the same way that we go ahead and we're Kares Halal. So in other words, they would also say, they would repeat, just like we do during Halal, certain parts, Chazan, then the Tzibur, so too, that was the way that Moshe Rabbeinu said the Shira Alayam was Moshe Rabbeinu would say, and then Bnei Yisrael would repeat those. Therefore it says Lamor. No, I disagree. Not like the way we say Hallel, rather it was the way we say Shema, and the Gemara will explain this machlekes. And furthermore, Babi Yam Darash of Yeshua ben Hurkanus. Lo avad Eov es HaKadosh Baruch Hu ela mi'ava. We actually know that Eov, he served HaKadosh Baruch Hu from love. Shnei Amar, hey natilaini lo ayachel, right? So he even if he kills me, right? To him, I'll still yearn. So in other words, even if Eov, right, gets killed, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu has kills him, then nevertheless he'll still yearn for Hashem. So the Gemara asks, it's still, we're not sure. Lo ani mitzapa, oh, any mitzapa doesn't mean I still yearn for him, or maybe it means I won't yearn for him. Maybe it means like this: if he kills me, will I still yearn him? And I was said, like what's it called? A rhetorical question, right? I should go ahead and yearn for him. He kills me, I should yearn for him. So maybe it means that he wouldn't yearn for him if he was killed. So Tamalema, therefore it says. So the pasuk later on says, what it says? So it says ad, right? Egva lo asir tumasi mimenu. So it says even until my demise, until I'm killed, right? Then I'll still attach myself to him until still seek him. So malamed shemiavo asa. So we see from over here that everything that he yearned to be with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and even till the end, he was still out of love. And Rabbi Yeshua, and says Rabbi Yeshua, mi yigla offer menacha Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai. Once again, who was going to go ahead and tell Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai who has since passed, right? Remove the dust from his eyes. Shais Darish, he used to go ahead and Darish. Kol yemecha shelo avad Iyov esamakom elam yiro. Right, that the Iyov only served Hashem out of fear. Shnei says, Ish tavi yashar yarei elokim v'samira. Right, and it says over there, right, that he feared Hashem. In other words, he served out of yira and not ava. But behold, Yeshua, your student, Talmid Tamidacha, Yeshua, your student of your student, Limeid Shemiava also, that he served out of love. All right, we'll stop here. The Mishnah tomorrow. Don't forget to bring your next volume. Everyone have a wonderful day, and Mitzvah family, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Shkech.